Good afternoon, everybody. It's really good to see you. I hope everybody had a good day off yesterday. I did. It was nice to wake up to some snow, wasn't it? Did everybody get snow? Yeah, good, good. All right, so if you guys remember the last time we met, we were talking about winter hibernation and survival. And we stopped at what's called brumation, okay? Brumation is what reptiles do. That's their hibernation, but it's a little bit different with reptiles than it is with mammals, okay? Does anybody remember what do mammals do when they hibernate? Nobody knows? Okay. Remember, mammals go into a pretty deep sleep. Their heart rate drops. Everything drops on them. So they're pretty much out for the winter. Well, with reptiles, they're in a state that we call semi-dormant. Dormant means to go to sleep. Okay, semi-dormant means that they're going to wake up every once in a while. All right. So let's talk about the differences between brumation, which is the reptiles, and hibernation. Okay, the difference is reptiles don't stop drinking water. They drink water the entire time they're going through their brumation. They need that water. Mammals don't. They don't do that. Any animal that's in hibernation is not going to wake up to drink water. Okay. They also increase their glycogen, and that's a fancy word for sugar. They also increase their sugar storage, okay? And that helps them when they come awake in the spring, that helps them to make more babies. So they're eating a lot of sugar at that time. Mammals aren't. Mammals fill up on food. It's mainly protein. They're eating a lot of sugar, okay? They don't actually sleep during this time. They may even come out to get a drink of water or to lay in the sun. Now, why would these guys come out of brumation to lay in the sun? Why do you think a reptile would do that? Nobody remembers? What are reptiles? What type of animal is a reptile? Cold-blooded.
Got an answer.
So if a reptile goes out during their brumination, they're cold. They're trying to warm up. So on a sunny day in the middle of winter, you may see reptiles laying out on the sidewalk or something. They're out there trying to catch some sun. These guys also don't require as much oxygen as the mammals do. Okay, so those are the differences. Now the similarities, both reptiles and mammals eat a lot to bulk up. They're trying to build up that extra fat. And they also know when to go into brumation because the days are getting shorter. Same thing with the mammals in hibernation. The days are getting shorter and the temperatures are getting colder. Okay? All right, so where do you think reptiles go during their brumation? Where do they go? Give me some good guesses.
Underground.
Underground, very good. Whoever said that, perfect. And you can see from these pictures, yeah, they're all underground, aren't they? You'll also find some of them maybe in some rock crevices or burrows. This little lizard over here in the corner, it looks like he's down in a burrow that somebody else has dug. This little guy down here, that's our friend the box turtle. And that's how they'll usually stay during brumation. Snakes like to all gather in one den. They like to make friends. And they do that mainly for defensive purposes, just in case somebody is stupid enough to stick their hand in a snake den. That'll protect the snakes. Now, aquatic reptiles, like this guy over here in the corner, can you see what that is? Does anybody know what kind of animal that is down there in the bottom? He's under ice.
Under ice?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds cold.
Yeah, that's a snapping turtle. Ugh. Okay, so they bury themselves in the muddy bottoms of ponds, lakes, and wetlands. Okay, and as long as they're under the ice, they won't freeze. Believe it or not, and we'll get into this when we start talking about ponds and lakes and water systems, in the middle of the winter time, lakes do what's called turning over. During the summer, the lake will have the cold water at the bottom and the warm water at the top because the sun's shining on it. Well, in the wintertime, it flip-flops. So all the cold water's on the top, and all that warm water is down at the bottom. That's why these guys are okay down there. Fish also will be down at the bottom in the wintertime. For any of you guys out there who are fishermen, you know that.
Oh, Trevor says his dad's dad has a snapping turtle.
Ooh, ooh.
Don't put your fingers in there.
No, don't put your fingers in there. Okay, so what are the other winter survival skills? What are all these animals? What is their survival skill if they're out wandering around? It's a big word up there. Does anybody know what that is?
Camouflage.
Camouflage, right. All right, well, let's see if you guys can help me figure out who's in these pictures. Can anybody tell me what they think is in this first picture right here? He's blended in pretty good, isn't he? I can give you a hint. It's a type of a weasel.
Oh.
Nobody knows? That's a mink.
Oh.
Okay. And you can see his little head.
Yeah.
But he's basically totally blended in with that snow. They change color in the wintertime, so they'll blend in with the snow. What about this guy right here? I know you can see his stripes, but he blends in pretty good too, doesn't he? Especially, think about him in the middle of a bare forest with snow on the branches of trees. Do you think you'd see him?
No way.
That's a snowy owl. Now this one in the middle, wow, I don't even know if I can find that.
Yeah, I was looking and I don't.
Does anybody see
anything
anything there? Can anybody see anything? If you can, try to tell me what part of the slide you think it's in. Nobody sees it?
No, we're working on it, but we can't see anything.
Okay, there's a frog right here, and there's a frog right here.
Oh, Trevor says he sees it. Okay.
You see it?
I see this frog. I see that one right there.
There's
Where's
one right
the other
there,
one?
and then this guy, see his little toes?
Oh.
His toes are right there. They blend in because they've changed color to match the fall leaves. And that's good for them because they're going to kind of hang out there for a while, but they're also going to get up every once in a while, all right? This big pretty guy over here, does anybody know what kind of animal that is?
It's some kind of bunny rabbit.
It's a snowshoe hare. Now, we don't have them around here, but I just wanted to show you how well they blend in, right? And then down here, wow, what is down there? Anybody see it?
I'm looking, I don't see it.
You look right here, you can see two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. There's his ears. It's a coyote. But see how good his color blends in with everything there. So besides hibernation and brumation, which are the two things that put the animals to sleep and they kind of hide for winter, these guys are still out and about, but they're using camouflage to protect themselves against predators. I think that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this question. Is camouflage always white in the winter? Do all the animals turn white in the winter? No? Everybody's saying no? Right, no. Because really, is it always snowing here? No. So if an animal turned completely white here every winter, he'd be a pretty much sitting duck for any predator that's out walking around, right? Okay, so what other types of camouflage would work in our area? What colors do you think?
Definitely brown. I'm going to say definitely brown because we get a lot of mud around here.
That's a good answer, Miss Shauna. That's a good answer. You think blacks might work in?
Yeah.
Some grays? Okay, so we're going to play Find the Animal again. All right. What about this top picture right here? Does anybody see what's in there?
Hang on a second. We're looking.
The top one right here.
We're looking. Oh, Trevor, that's a frog or toad?
It's a toad.
Toad, good job,
He's
Trevor.
right here. But see how nicely his color blends in? If his eyes were shut, you wouldn't be able to see him. All right, let's go over here. What about this slide right here? Does anybody see some kind of creature in there?
I see some kind of bird. Oh, Trevor sees it too. Yeah.
It's a
Some kind of
bird. It's a bird. It's right here. This guy's called a woodcock. His nickname around here is a timber doodle too, because he makes this really cool sound. And we'll talk about woodcocks later. He's one of my favorite birds. But there he is, right there. What about down here? Does anybody see a creature in this bottom slide or bottom picture? It's pretty obvious.
I see that one.
Yeah.
It's not a panther, right? It's
No. What kind of cat do we have around here?
Is it a mountain lion?
No.
No.
We talked about these a few weeks ago, guys. What kind of cat do we have that lives in Western North Carolina?
A wildcat? I don't remember.
Anybody else remember?
No.
He's got a short tail.
Bobcat, Trevor got it.
There's a bobcat right there. And this one is kind of difficult, okay?
I see it because, oh.
Can anybody see the animal in this picture?
I'm going to point to it. Yes, Trevor saw a snake.
Yes, there is a copperhead right here. See him? That's why you got to be careful when you're walking out in the woods any time of year, because no, you walk by that guy, you're not paying attention.
Yeah,
so
he blends in really
they
well.
blend in really well. Okay, you guys did good on that. All right, now we're going to talk about some other defenses to help some of our animals who are not hibernating or going into brumation. What other types of defenses would an animal use at this time rather than sleeping all winter or having camouflage? What else do you think might work? And there aren't any silly answers, guys. I like to hear your answers. It makes me think too.
I would say nesting, but
Nesting?
I guess that's the same as roosting.
Could be.
Could be, but maybe not.
Okay, we'll go over these. The first one is herding. You see these guys over here. These are muskox. Okay, we don't have any muskox here, but this was the best example I could get of herding. These guys are awake all winter long. They're very big animals, okay? But if a hungry wolf pack comes around, the wolves don't care how big they are. So what these guys do, and you can see them doing it, they form a circle and they put all their butts in the middle of the circle. So all of those big horns are all the way around.
Oh, smart.
If there's any little calves or any smaller injured musk oxen within their herd, they'll put them in the middle. And they make a big circle around them. So that way, if anybody's trying to come at them, they're really going to get it. Okay?
Cool.
The next one, yeah, I know, isn't that neat? The next one is denning. And we're going to look right down here at this little mouse. That's what he's doing. He's just hanging out in his den. Okay? Doesn't mean he's going to stay there all winter, but he's got a place to hide if he needs to. And I know you guys have seen like squirrels right now. They're out and about, but they have little dens they can go into to hide. Okay? We have burrowing. All right? That burrowing means they have a little more protection. Denning is just kind of running in and out, in and out. Burrowing, they're really going to get down in there and try to hide. Okay? And then, as Ms. Shawn said, roosting. If you have bird boxes in your yard, now, you know, chickadees don't go to sleep during the winter. There's tons of them in my yard right now. But what this chickadee is going to do is if an owl or a hawk comes by, he's going to go in there. They won't be able to catch him in there. Okay?
Smart.
Yeah. So besides hibernation and brumation, there's many ways that animals deal with wintertime as far as defense goes, as far as food goes. Most animals that are awake throughout the year, like the muskox, they're going to graze on twigs and sticks. If they can find any grass, they would eat that. Same thing with the white-tailed deer around here. They'll eat leaves, twigs. They don't like it, but it gives them some nourishment until spring comes around. Okay? All right, guys, there is a list of books about animal hibernation that you can get through the Cardinal system. I hope you read up more about it because I think it's really interesting. There's lots of interesting facts about hibernation. I am going to give you a challenge for the next chapter. I want to know, now write this down. Write it down in your nature journal, and then you can look up the answer and tell me next week, okay? Don't let me down.
Or if you forget, you can go back on the recording.
Yeah, that's
on
true.
YouTube.
You can check the recording on YouTube. All right, the challenge is the average length of hibernation for a black bear, how many months? And the average length for brumation for a snapping turtle, how many months?
Okay, so say it again. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Sure.
The average length.
The average length of a black bear hibernation in months. And the average length of a snapping turtle brumation in months.
Oh. All right.
Okay, so you guys find those answers for me. I need to know that. Our next meeting, we are going to be talking about birds that you find around here in the wintertime. And we're going to be going over quite a few of them. We'll split it in half like we did last time, but we're going to be going over a bunch and we're going to be listening to calls. So you guys will know when you go outside and you see that bird, oh, I know what that is. That's a Carolina chickadee.
Oh, cool.
Or, oh, that's a tufted titmouse. You guys are going to like it. It's going to be fun. All right. Thank you for coming. Make sure you keep logging your stuff into iNaturalist because the Madison Natural Heritage Project absolutely loves it when you do that. You all have a great week, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.